Uranium friends, you look as I look. ASX uranium names, the dogs that they are. Sorry to you, Australian guys, but whatever. Liquidity, yeah. So we'll start off with Bannerman. We're on the daily chart. It's in a downtrend. It's just riding its 12 EMA down, right? Making new lows, lower lows, and lower highs. Nothing good about that look, right? Weekly downtrend, yeah, weekly downtrend. Off of this high. High, low, lower high, lower low. See where it goes from there, right? So, I'm not really interested in touching anything in a weekly and daily downtrend. Let's look at the monthly. I bet you it's probably just going to be sideways. Yeah. So, really high, low, lower high, lower low. So it's a monthly downtrend with no follow through, which just tells me it's an EQ, right? So, what the hell is that? Why does my stuff do that? Okay. Yeah, I'm horrible technically with technology in general. Everybody makes fun of me for it. So yeah, it's just in a range. It's a pretty clear set range here. Expanding slightly to the downside. Upside, it's clear. 368 for you Aussies is the level that you need to get over. This is a monthly chart, so it's a monthly equilibrium. That's all it is. Weekly downtrend. So your nested time frames are going to start telling you a story, right? So it's a monthly equilibrium. Yeah, let's see. I mean, this was the uptrend, right? Then it just confirmed its downtrend. So it's a weekly downtrend with some follow through. Nice hammer candle there to say that maybe the bleeding has stopped. So then we're going to look at the daily. Has the bleeding stopped? No, it hasn't. Why? Well, look, here's your bounce that you could have said the bleeding stopped, but no, it rejected at the 12 EMA. Here's your bounce. Let's say the bleeding has stopped. Nope, rejected again at the 12 EMA. What does this need to do? It needs to get over this. And if it gets over this, well, then we know something has changed with the name. That's Bannerman. Uh, Favorable jurisdiction in Africa, if we can even say that, those words, favorable jurisdiction in Africa. Um, Maybe we can say that. It's an Australian bellwether in the uranium space. Okay. Um, it's in a daily, weekly downtrend inside of a monthly equilibrium, which tells me I have no desire to go long on this whatsoever. I would have maybe some desire to get speculative on it if it gets into weekly oversold territory, which will mean that it has to get down below here, maybe start testing this area. So that's Bannerman in a nutshell. Boss Energy, not looking good, right? Broke down below all of its pieces of support here, and it's still not looking good. There's nothing looking good about Boss at all. Whenever this CEO sold, whether it was up, I think it was up here, man, that guy, talk about a signal. So even his downward channel, it's broken. I could sit here and I could try to extend the channel. That's certainly not going to do it. It's broke down below the channel. It back tested it. Still couldn't get above. So there's nothing good about Boss Energy. I have no desire to touch this stock in any way, shape, or form. But that doesn't mean I don't look at the technicals, and the technicals look really bad. They look bad. Like if it doesn't hold this support here, you know, it's no good. It's a high volume ramp up too, right? So the bulls were just running it up on low volume, and the bears stepped in and they started smashing it. So everybody's getting out, including the CEO. That's the dynamic. It's still that way. This bounce was just a liquidity trap, right? Just to get some more sellers to dump. And that's exactly what happened. No touch. All right. The technicals here would say, hey, it's worth a speculative shot, right? And then maybe you could look at that Liberty offense guy because he does talk about the breadth stuff, and it's interesting to me. But again, this is a falling knife trade. You want to play these falling knife trades? You got a little bit of a level to work off of here. But what's below that? That becomes the question. So if you lose this, Look, well, that's pretty good actually, right? So this is becomes a little bit of a key level, this $1.60, right? So it's holding, becomes a bit of a low risk play right here, actually. So longs, if they're disciplined enough to understand that this is a key support and that if it breaks, there's a very good chance it comes down into this 130 area. Do you want to be holding the bag if 160 breaks? That's up to you, right? But this is a low risk spot for bulls to be taking a speculative shot. It ain't going to be me, um, but I can see it. It's coinciding with this level here, coinciding here, and now we're there again. Not horrible play for a bull. Close to weekly oversold. Maybe you get a little bit of an undercut, right? Um, that's up to you guys, whoever's listening. I have no teeth, no skin in this game at all, and nor do I have any desire to do so at the moment. But it is a low risk play. I can't deny that. Deep yellow, all right, much better chart, right? So, what do I want to buy if I'm looking at some Australian names? I want to go long deep yellow before I go long boss. That's for sure. Much better chart, right? This is a weekly chart. It's in a weekly uptrend. It's well, it tested its highs with no follow through. So it's a much better play than boss. Boss is a low risk play, and if I, just as for my style, okay? If I'm making this speculative play, I am selling up into this resistance here. I'm not selling it all. I'm leaving a runner. And then I know where my stop is going to be. And I'm hoping to make enough of a sell here to make this stop break even, like I did with Dennison last week. Um, that's just it, because that's how do you not? Rule number one: don't lose money. Rule number two: don't forget about rule number one. But Deep Yellow is a much better chart, right? So, and it's had some decent little pivots to work with here. So, but and it lost its uptrend, but it has not confirmed yet a downtrend, right? So this is just all one straight move. These are dinky little pivots. You'll see it probably on the daily that there are some pivots, right? So it is now a daily downtrend, right? High, low, lower high, lower low, right? So is the bleeding over? Well, again, I would say no on this daily chart yet, because it can't get over this 12 EMA. And it has all these moving averages to deal with, and then it has this level to deal with. So there's work to be done to say that the reversal is reversed. There's work to be done to say that this low is in. It's set for now, but that could change tomorrow. You know, it needs to make some more room. 4 hour has a nice dinky little pivot here. Not much to write home about, but it did do something different on a 4 hour, right? So you're starting to see a little bit of a change here as you zoom into the charts. I could zoom in on boss right now in a 4 hour. I could tell you it's just devastation. I don't even have to look at that chart again. This is a different story, right? So the character is that it rejects at this blue line. Well, it's finally gotten over it. So on their short-term time frame, things look better. Things definitely look better to say that this $1.40 low could be a low, right? Not to mention that you have the shorter term, the 5 EMA crossing bullish on the 12 EMA. It started to do it here, but that was a big fake out and it rejected. So, but this little look right here, and it's plain to see. Forget about what this moving average is. It's plain to see that it's done something different since late July, right? And this is a 4 hour chart, remember that. So, but it hasn't done anything different yet on the daily, and it's going to have to contend with some levels here. But Deep Yellow looks better, stronger. If I'm looking at a chart, if I'm looking at an Australian name to buy, it's probably going to be Deep Yellow. And, you people love Bershoff or whatever, so maybe it makes some sense. This is a dog. A lot of people talk about it. When I see these candlesticks, to me, it's just There's nobody in the name. This is algorithmic. This is the machines just trading it, giving it a range to try to get some action. So, nah. Um, yeah, and a weekly downtrend to boot. Maybe just starting to get a little bit of recovery, but nope, it lost it already. So let's just see what the monthly looks like on Lotus. Yeah, it's lost. It's just nothing special. Uh, of course, great little move off this bottom here from 2019. It's a great move, right? This is the newsletters and everybody getting in on the pumps type stuff. And they did well, right? And this is just sideways action, and it's not horrible from a long term perspective. It's not horrible, right? Here's your volume profile. We've got to hold that 12, 13 cents. Lotus, that's what it looks like. Paladin, another biggie, right? Everybody talks about Rick Rule and the way he played it. Yay for Rick Rule, okay? Uh, Anything and everything could have changed at this point. So, again, on a monthly, I just want to get a little bit zoomed in first on the weekly. Yeah, so the weekly is still in a downtrend. Not a great look. I have a Paladin position from somewhere in here, and I've sold a lot of it up here. And I still have just a runner, and I'm probably just going to stick with the runner unless something gets extreme. Maybe I'll add. It is the only Australian name that I'm holding other than Silex. But Paladin's the only one that I'm holding, and I'm holding it because it's just a very good entry on my part. Um, Not because I'm some sort of great trader or anything. It's just when I jumped into the uranium theme, which was February of 2021, I built a basket of stuff, and Paladin was one of them, and that's the deal. So this white line is a key level, I'm sure, probably for the lifetime of the stock that I put in here. Let me just make sure I'm right. Yeah. So it delineates this volume profile here, and it also delineates the trading action here. Nothing here. Delineates over here some action, and it delineates all this action here. So it's a key level for the lifetime of the stock, and that's kind of why I have that line there. Nothing crazy. Peninsula has been halted forever, and it is quite the dog, right? So I have a position in Peninsula as well, and it's a garbage position. I think nothing of it at this point because I got caught in this because it's in that basket account. So I did lie. Um, I have Peninsula also, and I have to look. I think I actually have Lotus as well. Those might be the three that I have. I'm not adding to them. I'm not subtracting to them. I'm just sitting in them. And the positions are small enough that it's basically meaningless to me at this point, which is a bad thing to say because, technically anybody, I don't care about position sizes. I should be monitoring everything and using my discipline on them. But this was in a different account that I very rarely look at, and I put some Australians in there. I believe that this is still in there. That's how much I look at it. I don't even know if it's in there or not. So I'd have to look again. But that's the deal. This is horrible. Black Dirt Breakdown. It's a no touch. There's nothing to say about this. Um, a name like this, I mean, the thing has been halted since April. It has not traded since April for whatever reason. So to me, it's a defunct name. Like there's just nothing going to happen here. So it's when I talk about buying the right side of the V. You don't buy the left side of the V because bad things can happen unless you're disciplined and you can make some trades through it to get risk free. So those key levels, if they don't hold, you can GTFO, get the F out. There's no reason to buy into any of this ever, right? And Balls is a great guy. I love him, right? He's a fun guy to listen to and see his deal on Twitter, but I ain't buying this garbage. The devil is over and out.